Well, good morning, everybody. How are you this morning? I hope that everybody's doing well. It has been a minute since we have done one of these for sure. And I am excited to kind of monkey around a little bit today. So let's go ahead and get started. How's everybody doing out there? We're on ARC-L1, and I thought we would do something that Sandy Claus mentioned to me, which is a little bit of big rock hunting. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can go ahead and get that started. So, let's take a look here. Hey, Goaty, good morning. How are you, sir? John, how are you? It's nice to see you. Hope you guys are doing well. So, yeah, little absence there. I think most of you are aware kind of what was going on in life. And I am just excited to be back. So I'm actually going to take something out a little different today as a celebration. As you guys can see here, I do have my standard prospector right here. Here's an Atlas drive, and with the Lancet MH1 and an FLTR-XL and a couple brands. But I'm actually going to take out Prospector 2 today. Michael Owen, good morning, Michael. How are you, sir? I'm taking out Prospector 2. It's got a VK00. I actually am going to bring an Impact with 3 brands. So a little bit different, and I'm going to make sure I bring some Bormax with me as well. Black Cobra, how are you this morning, Black Cobra? Nice to see you. Family's doing great. Thank you for the comment. We've circled the wagons and we're hanging in there. So I appreciate that for sure. So yeah, anyways, I normally would bring the Lancet, but in this case, I am going to bring the Impact and a couple of brands, and we're going to do a little bit of big rock hunting on Lyria. And we're also going to take advantage of this guy back here, the Bormax. So, it will be interesting. It's going to be a little bit wilder ride than we normally do. So let's go ahead and without further ado. Oh no. You got a little trapped right there. I'll use this terminal over here. We both ran to the same one at the same time. No big deal. Alright, so I'll go ahead and pull this prospector here. So, that prospector, like I said, it's got the Impact on it. It's definitely going to be a little bit more of a rodeo today. We're having a little fun with it. So, Hangar 2 is where we're headed to. And we're going to just head over to Lyria and monkey around and see if we can't find a couple big rocks to break. So, good coffee this morning. Got kind of a hazelnut blend going on. Absolutely super excited to be back and doing a little streaming today. And we'll just kind of see how it goes. Now, I will be honest with you. I've had quite a few 30Ks lately. I'm not exactly sure if you guys have had them or not, but I myself have had quite a few 30Ks. I've been trying really hard to find rocks in the Halo, but I can't find anything worthwhile. You know what, Black Cobra? I definitely understand that. One thing I would suggest, which I know is going to sound a little crazy, but Macedon, a guy who I fly with, great guy. He makes his own content. He actually flew back to the station. He was having a problem in the Halo as well. He just took his mining laser head off. I think spawned the ship without the laser head, stored it again, put the mining laser head back on, and then kind of reloaded it with his consumables. And he, all of a sudden, a lot of things that were not showing up started showing up, Black Cobra. So that's one thing I can suggest. I'm not saying it's going to work. I can't promise you that. But I can tell you it did work for him, where he had a lot more unscannables, or even no scannables in some cases, I think. And that did help solve the issue for him. So something to think about. I am going to get a sip of coffee here. Tina Peterson. Finally able to pop into a stream. Hey, Tina, how are you? It has been busy in life. Hope that you're doing well. It's nice to see you. It has been a really busy 6 weeks, Tina, for sure. And I'll catch up with you on that kind of, in Discord. But I hope that you're well. All right, so this is the first stream I've probably done, like I said, in a few weeks, and you guys who are familiar with the channel probably know that. And it is primarily because there's been a lot of family stuff going on, and it's just nice to be able to find a Saturday morning to be able to jump on and do a little streaming. So I'm really excited about it. We're just kind of cruising along here. I'm going to check to see how we're doing here. Cool. Just keeping an eye on the stream. Osser, how you doing, Osser? Nice to see you getting to work. Work the fields bright and early. Yeah, well, I'm definitely getting a little bit bright and early. That's exactly right. It looks like the stream is doing okay on my side. I thought it, you know, hold on, let's just double check. Yeah, I don't seem to have too many drop frames. Not exactly sure if the stream is chugging for you guys or not, but it seems like it's okay for me. Nice, Tina. That's awesome. All right. I'm going to pivot over here towards our friend Lyria and spool up the drive and head that direction. All right, here we go. I did a little bit of Lyria mining on a Thursday night with the gang, and that was a lot of fun. I forgot how much I liked it. Tina says the stream looks good there in Denmark. That's awesome. Okay, here on my end. Good, you guys. Zarls, no, I haven't. I'm just getting to Lyria now for the first time, so we're just kind of getting our feet here today. There's a Shubin. What's this going to be up here? There's a Shubin. I think I want to get on the sunnier side here. Wheelers. That SPAL9 I think probably will work fine. Let's go ahead and we'll just head that way. Yeah, I just started. So, and I have a little bit different build on here for some of you joining late. I've actually brought an Impact. I have a Bormax with me. I should actually grab more of them. I have an Impact, a Bormax, and a bunch of brands. So if we happen to run across a bigger rock, you know, we're going to take a crack at it. Zell says, I just hopped on YouTube a second ago after finishing my morning coffee. I'm still drinking a little morning coffee myself. I know what you mean. And, yeah, off we go here. So we're going to kind of, let me get a sense of where the sun's at. Right there, okay. And then this is going to be pretty simple here. I'm just going to kind of turn up the speed a little bit. I'm actually going to go into V-scan. I'm going to roll down to 179, and we're just going to go ahead and pop that out and get our opportunity markers. And there's some right off the bat. We're going to collapse the scan angle, and there we go. That's a single rock right there. We're looking for anything more than a single rock. That's a single rock right there. What about the ones we just jumped right on top of here? That one there is a single rock. What about this guy here? That's a single rock. Chuck says, hey, V. May the quant be with you. Yeah, thank you, sir. That's awesome. And Cobra says, also, thank you for the HUD adjustment video. That was great. Solves many problems. Yeah, you know, that actually, it's funny. That actually has cross-application in lots of different things. So I can really appreciate that for sure. Now, all right, we're up over the cloud cover here. That's me just kind of drifting out. We're going to dip below the clouds here and poop. There we go. And we'll go ahead and just kind of get this party started here. Head in a direction and get rolling. So... all right, there's some opportunity markers there. Let's just kind of... there's a single rock. Oh, that's doublers right there, right off the bat. There's some doublers over there. Let's go take a look at them. Dark Side, nice to see you, Dark. Good afternoon, V. Glad to have you back, man. It's glad to be back. You know, it's been a minute. You know, like I said, those of you who kind of follow the channel certainly do know it was a challenging summer, but we're you know, we're kind of trying to get back on track here. All right, so there was a couple of rocks over here somewhere. There they are. And we've got, like I said, we've got a little bit of a different ride today. I've got an impact laser on, which is going to be a little fun, but we're stacked with Brant, so we'll see how we do. So first rock of the day, probably not going to be a great one. Let's take a peek. Not 11%er, not terrible. Second rock of the day. Boneser says this may inspire me. That's a blue cap, so we'll keep it moving. All right. Go back to this here. Roll this back to 180. Man, it's nice to just kind of troll the streets of Lyria. You know, it's been a minute. All right, there we go. There's that right there is a single rock. What about this guy here? That's a single rock. All right. I'm just gonna kind of pick a direction and kind of head in it as much as we can, anyways. What am I at? Let's just stay around 215. We'll do that. All right. Keeping it moving. Hey, there's some rocks out there. That's a single rock. What about this guy? Single rock. Alrighty. This is going to be us for a while. Been a few months for me. Yeah, it's, you know, summer's not a time, you know, obviously there's a summer slowdown anyways. I think in general, I mean, for myself, there was, yeah, I had a lot of family obligations. But, you know, obviously as the winter cranks up, especially here in northern Michigan, it's good to stay in and stay warm. Twin Alice, nice to see you, Alice. How are you? I'm doing okay. I am hanging in there. How have you been? All right, there's a single. What about this guy? Single rock, all right. Still kind of heading in our direction. We just picked a random direction, and that's what we're doing. Now, I am firing 179 scans, which isn't necessarily, you know, all like it's not a 360 around me. It's kind of a cone out in front of me. That's a single rock. So we'll of course, you know, continue to prioritize ones that are a little further away. Ping and reping. Cool. Hey, there's a few opportunity markers. Now, those aren't doublers, even though there was two flashes. I could tell they were a distance from each other. And then there's this one out here. Darkside says, a full tours with Quantanium got interdicted near Hurston before the Motley Pirates could demand a ransom. I rammed them. Quite a big bang. Oh. Well, you know, Dark, I mean, I definitely, I understand, you know, like, I've definitely been in that situation where I decided that ramming speed was better than paying the fine. I did that once, too. It is, you know, it is interesting. So many singles. Yeah, we need some couples out here. That's right, Tina, for sure. What the heck? Single rock. Single rock. I'm good. I'm still destroying rocks for money. Yep. I hear that. You know what? I mean, destroying rocks for money is a oh, there's some doublers right there. It's not a bad way to make hay, that's for sure. So, like I said, keep in mind that I do have kind of a hayride on here today. I've got the impact. So if we happen to find a rock that's around 6,400 or 6,500, we're gonna, you know, we may take a crack at it. And then I do have a Bormax on my back. So this is around 5,500 here. Let's go ahead and get in here and see what we got for. Hey, V1 Carlos, how you been? Nice to see you, sir. That's a 3%er right there. Hope that you're well. It's nice to see you for sure. And yeah, there's a 4%er there. So bridge too far right there. We're gonna keep on moving. All right, got some more opportunity markers there. Let's go ahead and see what we got. That's a single rock. This does look like good cluster area between these kind of hills and stuff. But we'll have to see. Single rock. This is roughly the direction we've been heading right here. 210, 215. Alright, a couple opportunity markers out here. Single rock. And a single rock, alright. Good old Lyria mining. What a fun way to spend the morning. Alright. Single rock. Single rock. Beautiful area here. Holy smokes. Darkside says, tried all the modules, but truly preferred will stick with the Surge, Brant, and FLTR-XL and Trusty Prospector. You know, Dark, I think it's always good every so often to kind of shake the meta a little bit for yourself. Don't always, that's doublers right there. Don't always just kind of stay to the exact thing that you normally do. So it is great to, I agree with that 100%. I always think it's great to try all the different things. That being said, you know, I prefer that myself. I love just the Lancet and a couple of brands in the FLTR-XL. I think all of us kind of have that thing that we kind of like. I am out here trying something a little different today just because I thought it'd be fun. And also because I think that there's a possibility I could break a bigger rock out here today, and I am flying around on Lyria. But I agree. It's good to try all the different things and then kind of figure out what you like. And you know, that's the cool thing about mining in Star Citizen, is there are different layers, and we can all kind of just pick which way we like to do things. Often to blow up prospects. Trying to move to rock mining. Yeah, well, you know, and listen, ROC mining is great. There's nothing wrong with ROC mining. Love it. Couple of rocks here that don't look like they're real good percentages. We'll keep on moving. Great area though here. I really do like the area we're in, and I mean that. This looks like it's good Quantanium area. All right, that's a single rock. Single rock. But anyways, yeah, there's just lots of layers in mining, and everybody can kind of pick the way that they like to do it, and that's the beauty of it. Honestly, I think that's one of the beautiful things is so many, like, you know, some people love the VAU XC3s and the Rieger. I absolutely think that's a great build. I also do like myself, like I said, a couple of brands in an FLTR-XL. Some people go with the Surges and the Stampedes because they don't want to, you know, they want to break big rocks. You know, I'm out here today with an Impact and 3 Brants and a Bormax on my back as a mining gadget, just to see, you know, just to see if I run into a bigger rock, if I could crack it. So I definitely know that the Impacts can be scary. You know, they actually can break 6,000 pounders. You know, oh, there's a cluster. It looks like we'll go over there and check this out. But you know, it'll be a bit of a hayride on secondary breaks. So there's always everything's always on a scale. You know what I mean, in that capacity. Hey, thanks for the 8 likes this morning, you guys, too. I really appreciate the 8 likes. That's awesome. And that, you know, gets it started here. All right, let's go ahead and let me put this into a 90. I think that's the scan that will kind of keep things showing up here. Maybe that was just doublers over here, not quite a cluster, which is totally fine. What is this guy? It's a nice, okay. I can actually physically see these guys over here. All right, couple of rocks here. When it first flashed, I thought, well, and that one's not going to be great. This is going to be kind of a blue cap. For a big rock like 7K mass, what's the best config? You know, it's a great question. I think what I have on here now, we'll have to see if I can do 7K or not, Juan Carlos. But you know, certainly there's going to be no substitution for a friend. I mean, that's a big rock right there. That's an 8135, and that's only at 6% though. That's a really nice big rock. I think, you know, there's nothing. If you're going to go with the surges and the stampedes, Juan Carlos, that's going to be another way to break those. I mean, I think that's nothing wrong with that. It's kind of a more traditional way. You know, but it is a way that you can absolutely do it. So that would be using your double surge, and now that's a cluster for sure. Double surge and a stampede. Darkside says, have 3 different setups on the Mole, Lancet, Helix, Impact with all different combinations. Spend some time running between the setups to make it. Yeah, that's a great way to do it. Using the Mole and kind of the different things on the Mole. I think that's a great way to test out the different configurations as well. I always use the brand. It's easy. Yeah, the brands are my favorite too, Alice. No question about it. I think that the brands are, you know, they just make it the easiest. So yeah, here's our Quantanium cluster that we just found. Let's go over here and take a look. Hopefully there's something over here that we can put the lasers on. Looks like a good sized cluster. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 rocks maybe. As I approach. Unless there's 2 there, and it might be an 8th one. No, there was an 8th. It looks like. All right. Well, we're always looking for these kind of fields when we come out here. That's a good size rock right there. Let's get in here and take a look and see what kind of percentage. Probably not going to be bad. It's probably going to be around 15 or so. Yeah, okay, that's an 8%er. Cross our fingers here that there's something in here worth mining. All right, that's a 10%er. This is not going to have a lot in it. 2%er. Not going to be a great rock either. Blue cap. Blue cap. 3 more chances. Not going to be a great rock. 4%er. Wow. Not going to be a great rock. 2%er. Last opportunity. Not a great rock. Oh my gosh, a cluster full of nothing. Well, you know what? I love to say this, and I mean it. You know, that's not the first cluster I've ever flown away from, and it won't be the last. So, you know, happy to find a cluster, of course, but nothing in there worth putting the lasers on. So, single rock. You know, no point crying over it. Just, you know, that's mine. And put your foot on the gas and get moving again. All right, that's a single rock. Let me grab this one up before I get out of its range. Single rock. For the mole, using 1 Lancet, 2 Helix, but 2 Helix never used it because don't have crew for that. Yeah, I can. You know, certainly. You know, the mole is. You know, it's a whole different animal when you have a crew in it versus solo. I mean, solo, I just use like the Lancet, you know, in the mole. But, you know, it's nice. You can mix them up a little bit if you want. You know, there's nothing wrong with 3 Lancets either. I mean, they work fine on the mole. But, you know, you can always have impact. I like always having a Helix impact Lancet. You know, kind of just to shake it up a little bit. But 2 Lancets and an impact are not bad either. Or 2 Lancets And Helix is just fine. Single rock. Single rock. Alright, scooching along here. Had to drive away from a couple of doublers and a cluster here, so. Alright, that's us. That's that guy there. That's doublers. We'll go check those guys out. So we'll roll to a 90 scan. Doe says good morning. Trouble keeping track of the brand unless 2 slot. We could. Yes, I wish we could top them off too. The thing is, though, I would actually throw once I used more than 3 charges. I'd actually, if I could see them, I would actually take them off and dispose of them. You know, that way I always know I'm going out with full ones. That's one of the reasons why I carry multiples, though, is just because, I mean, I wouldn't carry multiples if I had a better way of keeping track of the charges, but, and especially from session to session, you kind of lose that, you know. All right, let's cross our fingers here and hope one of these doublers has got a little something in it. This is probably not going to be a terrible rock. Nope, that's a good one. 34%er, so that's, we like that. What about this guy here? Probably not. A 2%er. So we'll be able to break this guy for sure, this 5,000. Now, and I'm going to abuse the heck out of my brand. So this is going to be a pretty easy break. But you can see here, it's going to be a bit of a hayride. Now, I am going to use that shadow right there to kind of give me a little contrast. And up we're going to go. And I'm just going to abuse the crap out of the brands. What is the instability right now is 7.6. When it gets up near the green, I'll fire a brand. I always know I can you can agitate with these like crazy, especially this. I just want it to be a little closer up to the green. Alright, 1.9 is going to be a little easier to deal with. And this is, like I said, this is a bit of a rodeo, you guys. I knew that coming out here that this isn't the cleanest way to mine. You know, and hey, no, since I'm getting close to 2K subs, I am getting pretty close to that. Thank you for the 14 likes this morning, you guys, as well. So, hey, Dave, how are you? Nice to see you. So, yeah, this impact is going to be interesting. Like, It definitely has the juice. It's just it's definitely being a little bit grumpy about getting up there. But I have so many brands to abuse, so it's going to be just fine. Well, we'll just keep letting it push. And give me an opportunity to get a sip of coffee. Just found out that you didn't have the bell checked. Oh no, Dave. Sorry about that. It's been Dave, honestly, it's been a while since I was able to stream, though, for sure. Oh, there it goes. I'm just going to fire another one. I'm abusing the brands here to try and keep it from being super wild. This laser has all the power it needs to get this done. It's just, it's going to be a little bit of a rodeo. Oh, no. Dizar, no, if you hit G a couple times, Like, here, watch. If I hit G, you can see I'm stiff, like the mining head stiff, but if I hit G a couple times, the gimbal, it actually makes you so you can roll the laser head. So that's how you do that. And I get asked that question a lot here on the channel. So, yeah, I mean, that's... Thank you for asking that question. It's one I get asked a lot, and it's a good one. So this brand is, you know... It's starting to cook up there, you guys. I'm going to burn through one brand just trying to get the break done here. I forgot how fast the impact is at going through the green, though. It might actually get through there. Alright, I'm gonna push back up there again. Hey, Kojak, how you doing? Dizar says, I played so long and I never knew that. No, that does happen for sure. And like I said, this impact, it's you know, she's being a bit tricksy, trying to, you know, stay up in the green and stay. It'll get there though. Alright, come on now. It's funny, it was at the end of the Brant the last time that it pushed up into the green here. And now it's at the end of the Brant again. This time I caught it though. That's okay. I rolled it way back, now it jumped back out again. So it's definitely being a little touchy, but it looks like we might be able to pull it off this time if we're careful. There we go. All right, so let's just take a look at our secondary breaks here. One of the things that it's funny. Been a long time since I watched your stream. I've not been playing SC at all. Still waiting to get a better GPU. Well, you know, Kojak, GPUs, there is nothing wrong. If you guys keep an eye on the 30 series market right now, it's in a great, I mean, it's in a good place. I mean, you're going to see, you know, retail prices are you know, and the 40 series I think is in such a, I would definitely wait for RDNA 3 before I made any decisions on the next generation of cards. And this is coming from somebody, I actually had saved up the money and was thinking about buying a 4090. But now that I've kind of seen how NVIDIA's did their business here this last time, I'm a little not so sold on it. You know, with the whole controversy with the 4070, 4080 card. I don't know if you guys are paying much attention to that. This is 18 SCU, by the way. This is going to be interesting. Now, I have a couple of brands I can abuse. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a great time to buy a video card as far as, you know, the 30 series goes. And you might be able to pick up a 3080 or 3090 for $500-600 now. Look at that instability, is crazy. Ooh, it's going to be a 2.75. Ouch. This ought to be fun. Oh, I might have messed up there. I don't want to cook out entirely. See how bad I got it? Not too bad. I mean, all things considered, with it being such a 100%er there. Let's see, I got... Tina says, you want a good CPU over a good GPU for SC for the time being. I don't disagree with that. I think a good CPU is an important thing. Dyser says, I knew about the double left click on the star map, but found out a year ago you can double right click to zoom. Yeah, that zooming does help. For sure. Kojak says, I got an AMD 3800X, 32 gig of RAM. And yeah, that's nothing wrong with that right there. All right. Gonna abuse Brant 2 here. Sufficient. Rushing it up there a little bit. Alright. We kind of bring her under control. There we go. Trying to push it up in there. Good. Oh, I knew I messed up there. What? Try and keep it in there. Push it back up in there if I can. It's being feisty. Little bit of... Alright, we'll take it. And why can't I hear the laser still? That's weird. Alright. It's like somebody... We'll start pulling this in and see how we do. And this wasn't ever going to be... I mean, I think there's probably a 25 SCU here or something like that. Nothing crazy. Twin Ale says, as long as it can be played comfortable, why not? I'm still using Ryzen 5 3400G and an RX 590, still comfortable enough. You know what? I have a 3900X and a 3070, and I play at 1440p, and it seems to work great. So I understand that. I mean, that always makes a lot of sense to me. And I really want to do a 4K thing, and you know, I was strongly considering a 4090. I think I'm just going to wait for our RDNA 3 now, just because yeah, some of the business practices, I don't know, weren't great here. V the S. Oh, is that going to be more quantum here? Nope. V the Surge was removed from ARC-L1. Oh! Surges you can buy at Surges you can buy at... So I'm trying to think of this. I'm pretty sure you can buy them at Shubin Interstellar. I know is one place you can definitely buy them on Microtech. This is probably going to have good Quantanium in it too, I'm assuming. Nope, that's than this guy. There's some down here, I know there is. Littler rocks, no problem. Alright, that's Barrel. What about this guy? There's some Quant right there. Good. Okay, there's a piece of 45%. Let's try and get that. HURL1 as well. Yep. Oh yes, HURL1 is another place. That's right. I forgot about that. Hey, Stan, how are you? Oddball, how are you this morning, by the way? Nice to see you guys. All right, hey, you guys, this is getting closer to 30 SCU now. We'll take it. We'll take it. 29 SCU. Don't exactly know why the mining laser sounds like it's permanently on, but we'll have to deal with that. I'm grabbing for the sticks, and you know, just kind of spooling up, and off we go. How's everybody doing today? Nice to see you all. All right, that was a very nice run. We'll take it. Had the impact on my back right there, but you know what? Didn't need it that time. We only ran into something that was a little over 5,000 mass, and easy pickings. Port Alisar? Yep, that makes sense too. For sure. For sure. What was the load? It was 29 SCU and some change. So quick question for chat. 26 people are currently watching the stream. Why is there only 21 likes? Oddball. Are you not entertained? Yeah. Thank you, Oddball. I appreciate that. Stan says, get morning coffee in me, then it's time to get some quant cooking. Yeah, Stan, I hear ya. That's where I'm at this morning. It really is a beautiful morning whenever you wake up and you can actually do a little mining in Star Citizen. It's a beautiful distraction from all life's troubles. And yeah, man, it's great. All right, we're just going to kind of continue along here. And I am very much enjoying our cruise here. That's a good load. Yeah, not bad at all. It's not bad at all, Ponzer, for sure. All right, kind of coming out of... Darkside says, M2 fully loaded with quant, off to sell. We'll see how the run goes. But Dark, I got both of my fingers on it. There's no exaggeration. The 2 fingers crossed for you right now, sir. I know how that goes. You know, those runs are always a little sketchy, a little scary. All right, here we go. We're kind of cruising in here. And we're coming in at about 427, you know, reasonable clip. Give a like, helps my guy out. Let's go. Hey, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. You know, this is my first stream in, I think, almost 3 weeks, you guys. I am so sorry. It's just, life has been crazy. All right, we'll drop the gear. We'll drop the VTOLs. And as soon as they give us an opportunity here, we'll, there we go. I just called for a landing.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Oh, it's over this way this time. Using our boost a little bit to recorrect the course. Ponzer says, I always sell with the Max. Nothing wrong with that. I flew around with the Freelancer Max for probably a good 6 months before I upgraded to the Taurus. And absolutely loved it. The Taurus is great, but I have, you know, the M2 C2s are also very, very capable. Jazzy Cat says, good luck with the sale. Hey, Jazzy, how are you? Nice to see you, Cat. Scariest load I ever bought to the market is 300 SCU a Quant, 690 SCU a Laranite in my C2. Yikes. That's what, yeah, exactly. You guys know that feeling. You're like, oh, please. No crazy stuff. All right, you guys, we're kind of coming in here. We're making a pretty decent time. Have not heard first alarm yet. And I have honestly, I know this is crazy. I'm going to bring this in here. I'm going to orientate. And then I'm just going to mash and hold down N. For whatever reason, I have found lately that this is a better gig for landing. Because when it touches down, like there's been a couple of times I've touched down and my ship just blew up. You know, and I'm not exactly sure why. So now if I just use auto land in here, it seems to, it has been better for me. I prefer to land myself, but, you know, whatever's going to save the Quantanium, right? 390 SCU a Lyria. Oh my goodness. I made it with an escort wing of 2 arrows and 2 hurricanes. Yeah, that is the type of profit you can split with a couple of friends. No question about it. All right. Well, you know what? We took the impact out and we survived, you guys. That's so far anyways. Let's go ahead. I guess we better not count our chickens before we're hatched. There's still an elevator in front of us. You know, so. All right, we'll go down here and store the ship. And we'll run down and put that guy in the hopper. All righty. Down we go. We'll go ahead and see if we can store the old... There she is. Prospector 2. Boom. All right, let's head down and drop it in the refinery. Absolutely beautiful day. You know, here in northern Michigan. A little chilly. You know, probably a touch overcast, but you know what? We're starting to get that chill in the air. Yeah, an elevator down. Yeah, exactly right, you guys. You know, that you know, a little bit of, I guess, football weather, you know, and so. Elevators have been definitely one of the more dangerous things in the verse in the 317 era. Although it's calmed down considerably from where it was. All right, let's go ahead and throw this guy in the hopper. We'll get ourselves a fresh drink of water, and maybe we'll head out to the Halo a little bit and do a little Halo mining if you guys are up for it. All right, we're gonna go ahead and begin here. This guy's still got about 3 hours left to go. That's pretty crazy. Quantanium there. Dynex Solvenation, we'll confirm that, and off we go. Yeah, it looks like a 52, 53 SCU cooking in the hopper. Not too bad. We'll take that for sure any day of the week. 23 likes, you guys. I really appreciate it. All right, we're going to drop this helmet off in here, and let's go ahead and get ourselves a sip of water here. Chug, chug, chug. Wow. All right. We'll drop this guy. Litter a bit. Oh.
Finding everything all right?
Kind of a Nutrigrain bar. Let's just pop that guy in. All right. That looks good. Go with armor. Back on there, and then we'll head back up. Have to go to work. Good luck with the run, V, and all miners. Twin Alice, thank you so much for joining. Really appreciated seeing you today. Tina says be back later. Arcadius, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. Arcadius? Sorry. It's been a minute. How are you? All right, you guys. Heading back up here. You know, like I said, I think we'll head over. I'll pull the other prospector out, and we'll do a Halo mining for second run here today. Okay. All right. We'll just kind of do a pre-flight here. We'll look at Prospector 1 for this one. It's going to have the Atlas drive on it. It's going to have a couple of Brants and an FLTR-XL. Very simple build. One of my favorites. You know, of course, a couple of VAU XC3s and a Rieger C3s. Also a great choice for this. We'll just go ahead and pull Prospector 1, and we will head out to the Aaron Halo and take a look around. Arcadia says, yo, I'm okay. How are you? I'm doing really good, man. Oddball says, I'm bored waiting for my garage sale event to near at an end so I can go back to the cleanup. Got 42 stalls to disassemble and stow away. Don't want to get caught up in quant mining just yet. Yeah, if you got that much going on in life, you don't. You want to kind of get her done. I know what you mean. Wadawick, nice to see you, Wad. How you been, man? I just started mining in the Halo, found a sweet spot. 6 million out from RKL1, heading to Crusader. Hey, that's all right. That's interesting. That's the same spot that I think Mast uses, and he loves that spot, Wadawick. He's been saying really good things about it. Perfect timing for some Space Shorts entertainment. Thank you, sir. That's awesome. Heading towards Crusader, about 6 million out, huh? Alright, let's pull out the mining laser. Schizoid says, good day, my mining sensei. Been watching your videos. Great to see you live. Thanks for all the mining outlets. Skits, no problem, man. The mining sensei, I like that. Oh, that's funny. You know, of course, you guys know, I love Quantanium mining in Star Citizen. It's literally one of my favorite pastimes in life. And I have not been able to do enough streams lately, but we're hoping to be able to squeeze a few more in here. And, you know, I'm really happy to see everybody who's joined today. I know I don't advertise when I stream. You know, I just kind of jump on when I do, and it's been a couple of weeks since I've been able to. So, you know, I really appreciate it. So 6 million out. So you'd head towards here, right? And if it's 290, let's see, what is the distance here? Oh, I gotta get out and look. It's not gonna be able to tell from here. Let's go ahead and pull the gear up. I mean, I'm willing to take a peek. So if it is 39.6, I could drop off at 36.6. What do you think, Wadawick? 30. Okay, so 33.6. That's where I'm going to drop out at. We'll do 33.6. I got you, Wadawick. Thank you. I'll drop out at 33.6, and we'll see what we got. I'm always curious when I see guys with more than one prospector. I notice you have more than one. What's it for thinking? Have more than one? Well, first of all, Stan, if I want a buddy to go with me, you know, and they don't have a prospector, they can jump in and we can help each other, and we can fly in at the same time, and I can actually do both jobs. That's number one. And also, like, if I want to train a friend in mining, it's a nice thing to have. Also, I like having different configurations. I might have one over in ARC-L1 and one flying out of CRU-L1. And I don't have to kind of, you know, change that kind of thing. So yeah, there's definitely, I like having more than one prospector for a variety of reasons. Personal Miyagi, Arcadius, that's hilarious. M2 arrived safely, stored, and made a few credits. Hey, Darkside, nice. So we're going to drop out at 33.6 here, you guys. This is a spot, actually, that Macedon has been mentioned, as Wadawick is mentioned now. Well, let's go ahead and see how we do. We're going to keep an eye on it here. 33.6 is where we're going to drop out. So we're starting to pick up speed just a touch. The Atlas drive gets going after a moment or two. So 35, 33.6 is where we're going to pop that guy. 34. 33, 7, 8, 6, boom. Hey, I'm in the cluster. We'll take it. And I will just kind of reset my route back home for ARC-L1. Wide Forest Station. I like to do that so the sun's not in my eye. So now I'll just kind of roll this guy over. Sun's at my back for the most part. And we'll just kind of do this. Now notice here, if you notice my velocity, I like to put it up a little bit higher. I am going to go ahead and spool down. And I am going to pull out the mining laser for this. And I am going to go ahead and just kind of do a 170 scan. And we'll kind of start heading in this direction, and off we go. Do you have a vulture for salvage? Are you excited to try? I'm super excited for salvage. I had a vulture. I upgraded it. Not getting any pingbacks there on that cluster, and that's okay. But I think, you know, I'll definitely be probably, you know, I'd be surprised if I don't have a vulture come 318. We'll leave it there. Star Sporticus, how you doing today? Nice to see you, sir. Oh, I clicked off the thing. Alright, not getting any scan results so far, which is no big deal. What? Really? In the air in Halo? I mean, there's a ship there. I just think it's weird. Ah, well. I'm gonna worry about it. That's so funny. All right. Seems to be right on the edge. So so don't drop out early. Okay. Well, we'll have to see how we do here. Probably not in a bad place, I wouldn't imagine. Not the highest density in the world, but not getting any scan results at all. Isn't that funny? Like 0 scan results. We'll just kind of keep on keeping on here. I may have to fly back to fly back to ARC-L1 and take the mining laser head off and put it back on. We'll just kind of give it a moment here. I mean, I haven't had 1 scan result yet, which is surprising to me. But something Mass also said in this area that he experienced, where he literally would get 0 scan results. So I'm getting the pingbacks, but I'm not getting any scan results at all. And collapse down to 2, right? That's interesting. Normally you get scan results, and when you get the results you can see what type they are. And then when you see what type they are, then you can decide if you want to go fly towards them. But I'm not getting any. And plus, there are ships out here, which is also weird to me. Is that actually a thing now? Because I've been getting very... Oh, yeah, absolutely. I definitely can get scan results. I mean, that is fascinating to me, by the way, too. Hey, Ninja, not too bad. How you been? Flying over to this thing, I'm curious. I mean, what would find me in the Halo? Yeah, you can see there's noise there. I'm gonna just kind of curious if I pull out the old mining laser, what we get. I mean, unequipping the mining head and to rectify. Yeah, well, according to Macedon, it did fix that issue for this exact spot. This is kind of the area where he was flying towards, and you can see that those are kind of dead rocks. There's nothing I can really do about that. Let's head in. I'm going to head in and take the mining laser off and come back out here. just because I'm curious if it's going to solve that problem. So, and it's good for science. So let's head in. I'm going to pull the mining laser head off, and I'm going to come back out and give it a try, because that's exactly what Mastodon said fixed this issue in this exact same spot. So I am going to write down 33.6 so I don't forget. But I was clearly not getting any scan results at all. It's normally when I go to the air in Halo, 7 out of 10 things I can't get a scan result for, but some I could. I scanned, enough things there to know I wasn't getting any scan results. So I'm going to fly in. I'm going to pull the laser head off. I'm going to then put it back on. I'm going to put my equipment back on, and we're going to head back out, and we're going to see if that fixes the issue. Well, Stan, the thing is, dealing with ghost rocks, as long as you can scan them at a distance, you don't have to approach any of them. When the rocks are giving you scan results, you can tell what type of cluster it is, and if it's a Q type, then you can approach it. If it's any other type, S type, E type, M type, not to approach it. So that's the best path to deal with ghost rocks, I find, is dealing with them that way. You just you scan them at a distance, and then you know what type it is, and then if it gives you a type, number one, it's not a ghost rock, and if it gives you a type, of a Q type, it's Quantanium. So those are the important things there to note. All right, we're headed in here. And we are going to pull the mining laser head off for science and put it back on and come back out to the exact same spot and see if it fixes the issue. Because if it does, I think I might just make a little video about this because it's important to know. For sure. 25 likes today, you guys. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. It's truly appreciated. All right. Good morning, Mr. V. How are you? Nate, it's nice to see you, Nate. How have you been? I'm doing really good, man. All right. Wadwick says, I never had any luck with the 2 degree. I tried the laser head thing. I always just left it at 180 and flown close to them, but that's a lot of running around. It works fine. I have, if you guys go back and watch all the videos of my Halo mining, it definitely works. The whole scanning from a distance thing works. Wadwick for sure. I will say that area specifically, Mastodon mentioned, he was in the exact same boat. He was unable to get any scan results. Like, it just stopped for him one day, and then he just changed out the laser head. He took it off, spawned the ship. I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna spawn the ship. I'm gonna then store the ship. Then I'm gonna put the stuff on, and I'm gonna back on. I'm gonna store the ship. Put all the things back on it, all the consumables back on it, and then recall the ship, and then fly out and try to get Adult Diapers. How you doing? Interested to see your experience mining. I have not enjoyed mining asteroids lately. Adult, it has been, I will tell you, as somebody who loves mining in Star Citizen, 317.2 there's been a little bit of tediousness with it, no question about it. We're not getting as many scannable rocks in the Halo. I still think soloing is one thing. I still think if you go out there and you have a buddy or two, and you can still do really well. I mean, heck, I think it was Thursday night, Jazzy Cat's in here, we found probably, a couple hundred SCU in a couple hours, and weren't really working that hard at it. I'll have to try it out, especially if it works for you. Yeah, we're trying it right now for Science Wadwick for sure. Ramoyne says, hey, Space Shorts, just a quick fly, say hello. Glad to see you back in the verse. Stream conflicts with another. I'll watch one later. Hey, no problem, Ramoyne. Thank you so much, sir. There's Truby right there. I see Truby. He's landing. Look at, he's going in right there. There's old Truby. Hey, Trube. That's funny. You know, your old mining buddies over there flying in the other one. Oh, that's rich. Good morning from the Buckeye Country. Uh-oh, Buckeye Country. What are your thoughts on modding the Prospector for short-range PvP as an emergency while mining? You know, I don't think that we've done a Prospector Swarm before, where it's like, you know, Prospector kind of, you know, a whole bunch of Prospectors kind of swarmed somebody. I think it was an NPC who was attacking. I don't know, really. I don't think the Prospectors are really, they're pretty, James. Now, they did get a little bit of a buff to their hull, but they're pretty squishy. I mean, I definitely think if you think you're going to run into trouble, it's maybe not a bad idea to organizationally organize some escorts, you know, and that kind of a thing. That being said, I think you could probably, if there's somebody who's not necessarily a great pilot, I think you could surprise them a little bit. If you kind of, you know, make a good run on them or whatever. Or... All right, so here's what we're gonna do here, team. So just so everybody's on board, I flew out to this one part of the Halo, and I had no scannable rocks at all, like none at all. Oh, that could have been trouble. And after that, what happened was. We've decided to come back into the, come back in, store the ship, and pull the mining laser head off. All right, and to see if that fixes the issue. So this is something that, I was talking to Macedon, and he said that worked for him. So I'm storing the ship. This is my Prospector. I'm going to go ahead now. I'm going to pull up this here. I'm going to actually go to the ship loadout. Manager, and I'm going to go to Prospector 1, and I am just literally going to take the laser head off of it. Unequip, save. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and...
Welcome to the ASOC Vehicle Retrieval System.
I am going to pull the Prospector.
Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered...
And I'm just going to double check that I pulled the right Prospector, because I do have a couple of them. So the one that should be left in here right now is the one with the VK00. Yep, that's right. Now I'm going to go ahead and store the Prospector. So it's kind of gotten us, pulled and stored without any kind of mining laser head on there. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this again. I always clicked the wrong thing there. This is the one with the Atlas drive. I'm going to put the Lancet back on there. I am going to put an FLTR-XL on here. And I'm going to Brant. And I'm going to Brant. And I'm going to save and equip. And we'll double check it just to make sure it's stuck. Because I don't want to get up there and it didn't. Looking good there. We'll re-pull it. And we'll head back out to that same spot and see if we do any better. All right.
Your vehicle has been delivered.
All right. Hangar 2. Having a little fun with it this morning. All right. James, I just drove through Columbus earlier this summer as I was headed down to North Carolina. I stopped at Micro Center there, loved it. That particular parking lot had Micro Center and a Five Guys and like some other things. There was like a gaming shop there for like D&D stuff. I was just like, wow, I could live in this parking lot. I mean, Five Guys, Micro Center, and a D&D gaming shop. It's like, man, that's crazy. Oddball says, I run 2 times FL11 laser cannons on my Prospector specifically for running off light fighters with the increased alpha damage compared to laser repeaters. Probably not a bad idea, Oddball, for sure. Those things, when you do stick somebody with the laser cannons, it does hurt, for sure. So you could probably, with a good strike or two, bring down a shield pretty quickly and maybe put a little bit of fear into somebody on it. So I could see that for sure. James says, heck yeah. Alrighty, so we're gonna head towards Crusader. Well, before we do that, let me just pull out my mic. Alright, we do have the Brants. I just want to make sure they were all there. And let's head over to, we're gonna drop out again at 33.6. Alright, if going into highly contested areas, I will either swarm mine or switch my FL11s out to 2 times 9 series long sword ballistic cannons. Ballistic cannons also can put a scare into somebody pretty quickly. I do not disagree with that. Alright, so we're going to drop out at 33.6 here, and we're going to see if we get any kind of scan results. So what had happened, just so everybody's aware, I came out on Wadwick's recommendation. I'm coming out to this spot, and I also Massid, Don, who fly with quite a bit, likes this area over here towards, like, from ARC-L1 to Crusader as well. So 33.6, I'm going to drop out here. When I came out here the first time, I was getting no scan results. One of the things Macedon did to fix this issue for him in this area was to take the mining head, like, fly back, take it off, pull the ship with it off, put it back on, pull and see if it fixes it. So yeah, the alpha damage is out of this world on those ballistics. Yeah, for sure. James Siegel says will do. That's cool. All right. So 33.6. Here we go. 33.6. Boom. I was a little bit further, but we're still kind of caught the edge of it, so I think we're okay. I'd like to think Yep, there's the forestation. All right, we're going to roll this guy around. I will spool and unspool one time just to make sure I've gotten completely rid of the noise. All right, let's pull out the mining laser. All right, there's a couple of did not get a scan result back there. Definitely not getting a scan result back there. Interesting. Okay. No problem. We'll keep on a truck in here for a minute. And if for some reason, I'm not getting a scan result here, I definitely am going to go try a different spot in the Halo. Yeah, there's a single rock there. No scan results. Interesting. Ah, no, there's a P-type. That was my first scan result there. So that's a good sign. At least I got one there. So maybe it's just being... that was at least one scan result. Not, obviously pretty brutal, as far as the amount of scan results we're getting. So... But let's just kind of keep on flying and see what we got. We'll head towards this one here. You got to be within 12.2 to get the scan results if you're going to get them. That's an M type there. I don't really like the Balkans, however, I do like. Yep. Band 5 on that route would be 6.44. Oh, okay. Where am I at here? If I... Ooh, I'm 6... I'm a little bit... Not off band. I'm off. Hey, Metal, nice to see you. How you been doing? Can't play the game. It seems laggy to me. Yeah, 17.2's definitely kind of had its ups and downs for sure there, Metal. Greg, how are ya? So I'm having a scanner issue, says Greg, in a cuddy looking for Hadnite. When I'm getting very close to the rock, scanners don't return anything most of the time. Is there a trick I'm missing? Well, with Hadnite, I think once you kind of realize it's or if you get close, visuals are probably a good way to handle that as well. There's a P-type. You know, there really is. I mean, once you've kind of located the actual clusters or whatever, you know, probably, yeah. I mean, really the fastest thing to do, I hate to say, is probably go in and Greg and give a visual and just take a look at them real quick. You know, probably maybe Starstreams. You know, he does a lot of ROC mining. Definitely, I would check in with him too. Watch a lot of his videos because he is really, really good at rock mining. And I myself, it's been a hot minute since I did some rock mining, probably a good 6 or 8 weeks. And so I may not know all the tricks of the current meta. So check out Starstream stuff for sure. That's an M type right there. So we're starting to get some types for sure. We were not getting any types at all before. Fairly small sample size, but now we definitely are. And so I do prioritize things that are only purple ones. Yeah, exactly. Well, and there's a couple of different shades. I mean, once you kind of get used to what the shade is for Hadonite, you'll kind of be able to recognize it immediately. You know, but yeah, I will use my scan mechanics to locate the rocks, but then I'll just go do a visual on them for sure. That's the fastest way that I find. Hadonite will show up at yep. And that's another thing too, is when you're using your scanning mechanics, they show up really close. So if you're getting pings out at 9-10 away, it's usually not going to be the rock minables. But if all of a sudden a scan shows up and inside a range where that seems like you should have already picked it up, there's a good chance those are rocks, and then you just approach those. And I believe there's a problem with scanning in general currently, like there's some sort of yeah, there's definitely oddball. It's not in a great place. Hopefully persistent entity streaming maybe impacts that somehow. I don't disagree with you. It's not in a great place right now, scanning. It's definitely more, there's a P-type. There's definitely more, there's a P-type cluster. Unscannable rocks than there used to be. Or ones that won't give scan results. There's another P-type. Just in general. Hey, there's a Q-type. First Q-type. Let's go ahead and roll back to a 90 scan and keep it out in front of us. Looks like it's a single rock here, Q-type. Trying to get enough AUEC for a prospector. I can appreciate that. I rock mine till I got a prospector too. It's a great way to do it. The mining progression is great. I hand mined until I could afford the ROC mined until I could afford the prospector mined until I could afford the mole. Metal Dragon says, I find prospector mining to be more useful. The rock mining, you need a ship, suit, rock itself. Yeah, for the prospector, it's definitely I can see both sides of that for sure, Metal. Of course, a little less cost involved. That's just a blue cap, you guys. Nothing special there. That's an E-type. All right, we'll just kind of do our reset here. Scanning has definitely been nerfed. If they've nerfed it, they've chosen a weird way to do it. But it's definitely not as effective as it was. I mean, I don't disagree with that. So, boy, I'd never thought about it as a nerf, Wadwick, but you might not be wrong. Halo Berlin says visual has one downside. You cannot determine if they're ghosted out or not. Yes, that's true. Therefore, I'm scanning all gem clusters. I can appreciate that. I mean, you know, everything's on a scale, right, Hamma? You know, some things work, some things don't. Yeah, I understand what you're saying with that. That doesn't seem unreasonable. All right, we'll fly towards this guy. You need to be within 12.2 to get a scan result if you're going to get one. It's P-type. Nate says, it's been a while since I got a chance to play. Is there still going to be an AUEC wipe next patch? Nate, I would say yes. I mean, I think I'd always said in 3.18. Now, let me preface it with, if maybe they, for some reason, do an about face on the cargo refactor. Maybe they pull the cargo refactor out, because I know persistent entity streaming is their most important goal. You know, that's the core technology. So if they pull out persistent entity streaming, if they pull out the cargo refactor out of 3.18, then maybe we wouldn't have that type of wipe. But I think if they're going to do the cargo refactor, I think they're absolutely going to wipe. And so that's kind of where I'm waiting to hear some things on the cargo refactor here in the next 30 days, or when Evocati comes out or whatever. AUC wipe, yes, but they may do the same. They have talked about how they have this more targeted wipe tech, right, you guys? So they might do something a little more targeted. But I'm thinking it's going to be a ship wipe. I think it's going to be I truly believe it's going to be a full-blown wipe. Wishing you good luck, says Melanie. I don't mind the changes too much. You know, obviously getting the persistent entity streaming in place, even though we're not going to be able to tell, per se, unless you are playing with some buddies or whatever, and then you can go back to the exact same server. Because, you know, that's the thing. If you set that glass... There's an M-type. Let's say you set a glass or you set a bottle on the ground with persistent entity streaming. Then you just kind of log off. If you don't log back onto the exact same server, you're not going to see that thing. Now, if you have a friend there and you set something down on the ground and you've crashed, and you log off with your friend there, and then you log back on and your friend's still there, and you can right-click on their name and choose Join Server, then it will spawn that thing back in again, right? So that's one of the weird things about persistent entity streaming to begin with, is that they need, it's not necessarily... It's one of the things they said recently. It's not necessarily persistent at first, in a sense that unless you get on the same server, it's not going to persist. Now, there's some caveats to that, right? Which there's an E-type. One of those caveats is if, the inside of your ship, for instance, there's a Q-type and a couple of them there. So let's go ahead and we'll fly towards that. Your ship, if you put things in that's going to persist. It's just when, like, in the greater outside world. I personally hope it's going to be a full wipe, including reputations. But that's I don't disagree with that, Oddball. I want to do a Rags to Riches series. Yes, exactly, with mining and trading. I always think that stuff is fun. I don't disagree with any of that. All right, so we got a couple of rocks here. Let me go ahead and start putting the brakes on. This actually could be a halfway decent rock. Not, not. We'll see. Just a 5%er. Okay, what about this guy? This is going to be a very good rock. Yeah, 40-40. So this is a 50-40, actually. So this is a great rock. Let's go ahead and we're going to pivot on this guy just how we want. I like having to put the dark part of the UI on. Good rock. We're going to, very good chance here that we could get a unicorn. It'll have to break clean, but we got the right tools on board to get her done. So very nice rock located here. This is a 4931 at 39%. So this is, well over, this is going to produce well over 32 SEU of Quantanium. We just hope it breaks clean enough to get, to get as much on board as possible. Yeah, well, I definitely understand the whole wanting to do a Rags to Riches series. I love that idea. I think that's, I think that there's a lot to be said for it. I do think the persistent entity streaming is going to make a huge difference for some things. You know, and like I said, definitely, like, you're going to be able to, like, if you store guns and things on the inside of your ship and your ship doesn't blow up, as you come back in from time to time, you know, now there are claim bugs and other things that can mess that up, right? I mean, we all see it where you land on a pad and it's claim, and you have to run back out there and hope to try and... So there are claim bugs and that type of thing that can, you know, cause some issues to that, but... Alrighty. Good range here. This should be fairly straightforward work with the Lancet, and should be good. All right. All right. Things are starting to jump up into the optimal now. Keep a good eye on it. Easy peasy here. Alright, good break. And let's just kind of see what we got. How clean did she break here? That's going to be 100%er. That's 24, 75%er. Okay. Not too bad. This is going to have nothing in it. It did spread out. I mean, considering it, you know, was a fairly clean break, it did spread out. That's going to have nothing in it. This is going to be a good... There's a hundo. This is probably a hundo as well. 989. Okay. And that's nothing. All right, so we've got this this 100, a 75, and we got this guy over here that's looks like an 89 or something. So we'll break the 75 first. And we'll abuse our Brants for sure. I had a 45% of the other day that just refused to break clean. Oh, I know. Isn't that crazy, Wadwick? You know, and we had that as well. I think it was an 82, almost an 8300 mass at 48%, and it broke pretty clean. But there was a couple of parts of it that didn't. I was really surprised. Still ended up with a couple of really good runs on it though. Alright, this is really easy. 0.56 instability. Pretty much cake on this one. Just keep an eye on it. When you have the Lancet and you fire a Brant, you can go to sleep on it almost. If you... Now, they can get a little feisty, but it's not terrible. We're still 57, 58, so we're going to have a pretty clean break here. We're going to have a good opportunity. Alright, a good opportunity to get right back down on this other rock. And if we push, and get up in there before the 30 mark... Ooh. Pushed a little more, probably than I needed to. But you can see it was 35 left or whatever. So we should be able to break this one with the same Brant. Which is kind of what I was shooting for here. We got 20 seconds left on the first charge of the Brant. So we're able to break 2 rocks, I think, with 1 Brant, which is usually a good thing. A good way to kind of, I don't know, it's always good to improve your efficiencies, number 1, but number 2, just kind of, you know, 1 charge, 2 rocks is never a bad gig. So this is our hundo here, and a good amount of SCU. So we're going to go ahead and grab this guy here, and we'll definitely, we have Fire another brand here. This should be fairly easy. And love it. So we'll scoop this one first, and then we'll go down and see if how cleanly that other rock broke, and you know, hopefully one of them's is kind of a hundo down there, and we're just kind of gonna see how it goes. It's gonna be darn close. It just depends on how clean it broke. We at least know this first 15 or so SCU are gonna be pretty clean. Start pulling this in. Good rock right there. Pulling this guy in. Good rock right there. Pull this guy in. We'll be a little more discerning on the laser for the next ones, because we know that those aren't, these could be half and halves or something along those lines, and we'll have to see. Yep, so that's a 79%er. And that is a hundo. So let's grab the hundo first. Another 3 SCU, we'll take that. Okay, we'll look at these up in here and see how we did. That's a hundo, we'll take it. Alright, not all, this was like a 75%er up here, so not all this is going to be Quantanium, but looks like we're getting lucky so far. We know we have a good 70%er or something down in that other pile, so it doesn't look like this is going to have broken clean enough, but we'll see. There may be another hundo or two in here. That's 100% inert. That's a good sign. There's a hundo. Another 3 SCU. What about this guy here? Ooh, there's a hundo. We might make it. 31. Oh, what's this guy got? I don't think this is going to be a hundo. Oh, it's 46. Our best bet is right down here. We might end up with a mulligan uni. Let's give it a try. Yep, it's a mulligan uni, you guys. So we'll take it. 31.95. Excellent run. We'll go ahead and go back to sticks here. I'm going to pull away from the rocks. I'm just going to pivot here. I'm going to begin spooling the drive. That is a mulligan unicorn right there, and that's what a mulligan unicorn is if you're within 0.10 of the uni. I call it a mulligan uni. Kind of a golf reference there. 33 likes, you guys. Love it. Good run here. And you know what? I know I had kind of a small sample size for when I first came out to the Halo. But when I came back after swapping the laser head, I definitely had scannables. So I could have stayed out there a little while longer. I probably scanned about 15 or I would hope 15 or so or 20 times. The first time I came out, had 0 scan results, flew back to ARC-L1, pulled the mining laser head off, put it back on, went back out, and started getting scan results. So hard to say exactly, but it seemed to work. So all right, gotta keep up with this guy. See how that's going. Keeping an eye on because I haven't streamed in a while, I definitely am keeping an eye on any frame skips or anything like that. Just trying to make sure. Wadwick Star Citizen is sometimes much more like real life. Yeah. All right. Great run here for sure. Wadwick gives that one a laugh for sure. Oddball says, I will be doing that at first thing when I load up the game this evening. Yeah, it's not a, you know, it worked. I mean, it's something where I may have, you know, I may just kind of get into the regular habit of doing that. And I'm not saying that's going to necessarily fix things, but, you know, because the first 3 or 4 that I scanned when I got back out there didn't have any, but they started having them. So it was, it did end up being a helpful thing to do. All right. Beautiful. Heading on into the station now. So far, we're in pretty good shape. Sounds like sound advice, to be honest. And only take... Yeah, it's exactly right. It doesn't take long to do. And if it does make a difference, then... All right, we're going to drop the gear, pull the VTOLs out. We're going to come in at a pretty reasonable clip. I like to come around... You know, I like to approach the station at between 300 and 400 myself. That way you're not too out of control, but you are kind of making good speed. Kind of like checking the lights. Yeah, it's exactly right. I mean, it's a pre-flight thing. Exactly right. Like Oddball's saying. It's probably, you know, considering that it did seem to work, it's probably not a bad pre-flight idea. You know, and as we all know, you know, kind of we all have our pre-flight routines. Don't forget the landing gear. That's funny, Nate. I got the gear out this time, sir. No, I know. That one. There's a couple times. I definitely get spaced out now and then and forget stuff. All right, we're gonna go ahead and call for landing.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
All right, we're gonna make our way over this way. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right. I really like it when you, with the sun at your back, how you can kind of see yourself kind of cruising on in. And like I said, I've actually been using Autoland, guys. I'm holding down N right now, and that's because I have like, ever since I've started doing that, like, even if because I've had a couple of times when I've literally just kissed down landing, and it, like, puts the ship in a state and blows up the stuff. I've never had that happen with Autoland, so that's why I've been kind of abusing it lately. And I like landing myself. I was teaching a viewer the other day as I approached the hangar. I had extended my gear, opened all exteriors, and called for a pad, but had not engaged the VTOL, as I normally don't. Yeah, like, if you don't have the VTOLs on with, like, a mole, you'll crash right into the station. It's crazy. The Prospector seems to be okay, but, you know, the VTOLs, yeah, they're required for some ships in these hangars. So, out of that end. So I engaged the VTOL as I entered the hangar. My ship took off forward straight into oh my stars! That's crazy. Oddball. You know, what... It's always so funny when you go to teach somebody something, you know, and you do so well. And hey, Sander, nice to see you. How you been? Oh, I'm gonna get out of the way. The elevator got me the last time. All right, good. Or tried to. I tried to right there. Move me around. Sander, nice to see you. Let's go ahead and store this ship here.
Retrieval system.
Twice in one stream. That is that's hilarious. Oh, Oddball, I know how that goes for sure. I don't see Drac around, but usually it's, Drac loves when I fly into the station accidentally or do whatever. Now I try to engage it before approaching the hangar, just like you did here. Yeah, I definitely, as part of my pre-land routine, it's gear and VTOLs. If a ship's got them, I put it in a VTOL mode and just kind of, it's so funny how all these like muscle memories, from little things that happened or quirky things that happened, all these little. I've always made the joke, Star Citizen's a little like owning an old car, You know exactly how to jiggle the key, pull down the shifter knob, pull hard on the wheel to the left to get the shifter into just the right position, and just kind of push on the radio button on and off so you can get the windshield wipers to work. I mean, Star Citizen is definitely a collection of little things like that, if you play it for a while. All right, this is a Dynex Salvination. We're going to get the quote there and confirm. Good stuff. So that is not too bad. 57 SCU in the hopper there. I am going to check the time. Give me just a moment here. 11:49. I think I have time to go out there and do one more run. I don't know if you guys are up for it. But it's before noon, and I think I've got time for one more run. And I don't get to stream as much as I normally have in the past, so I think I will. I think I'll go out there one more time and have a little fun with it. All right, we'll top off on water. We'll grab a little food. Sandra says, had some luck in SC. I guess I found a 43%er in the Halo, but as I cracked the first part, the game crashed. Could not find it again. But now there's. Yeah, that does happen. Hammer Berlin says, I'd like to see a 5-minute countdown for 30K. So that would be awesome, wouldn't it? Or even if anything warned you that the server condition is kind of degrading and you might want to jump ship. So I get, before my ship full of Hadnite gets lost. Fair enough. I hear you. For sure. Doe says, I don't use VTOL in space and haven't had any issues. It's more the hangars, Doe. Like if you go check out Doe, the hangars, if you like, for instance, fly I have a video it's about flying the mole into a hangar, and if you don't have those on, it will crash. Greg says, any new fixes to the inventory system is pretty buggy moving stuff around. No, Greg, nothing that I'm aware of. You know what I mean for that. It's funny. Zell and I, we do the podcast week, as you guys know. And speaking of that, I probably should. I'm going to look at something here for a second. I've been meaning. Give me just a second here. I published it this morning, but it wasn't ready to go. So I'm going to look at something here. Your videos. Oh, yeah. I do need to turn this guy on. Let's see. Hold on. Public. Publish. Good. Forgot about that. Forgot to publish the podcast. So, as I do the podcast, and we do talk about quite a bit, the fact that that there needs to be a minimum viable product, right? And I definitely think with the inventory system, I really wish they'd at least would have had a quick way to move inventory around. I mean, that's a rough one for sure. All right, so I got that spot. North says you can tap, hold F instead of expanding your scope to get the distance of the object asteroid when approaching. You absolutely can do that. Sandra Little says, question though, I use a Cutlass Black as a cargo ship. I tried to load up 2 orders. There's room for it in the game, but only let me load 1. No, Sandra, here's the thing. The Cutlass Black will only hold 46 SCU. So if you have more than 46 SCU, if it's more than 4,600, it's not going to fit in there. And if the first one is like over, is like 3,000 and the second one's like 2,000 or something, that's 50 SCU. It's not going to fit in there. So you've got to, you're going to have to do a 1-to-1 haul with that, Sandra. What mic are you using? It's always pretty clear without background noise. It's a blue. You know, one of the I forget what the company name is, but it's, you know, one of the blue mics, Greg.
Welcome to the ASOP.
It's one of the bigger microphone companies for sure.
Vehicle selected.
And it's their a blue model. It's got it's on a boom, hung upside down, and where I can kind of chat into it. All right, Hangar 3, one more run today, guys. Let's go do it. Cool, thank you. No problem, Sander. What is the name of the microphone? Who makes the blue Yeti? Like a blue Yeti? I think that's what it is, right? Greg, you caught me off guard. Yeti by chance. Yes, it's oh. The prospector's doing a little jumping around. That's all right. Jump. Prospect and make you. Yeah, Yeti by chance. Yeah. North says salvage reclaimers dependent on the cargo refactor, which is dependent on PES. That's what they said, North. The one thing is when you go back and you look, though, the thing that's kind of interesting to me, in that reclaimer video, when that guy's stacking the inventory, it doesn't look like there's a snap to mechanic. Like, you can see the boxes are kind of off-center on top of each other. So it does make me wonder, I mean, talking about minimum viable product, for instance, and how in the inventory system, I'd like to see there to be like, you know, create a box and drag and drop all those things. If they don't have a snap to, could you imagine like if I fly over to Bezdek and I get, you know, 699 titanium, you know, what the heck, you know, if there's not, if I can't like tractor beam and have it there like a snap to mechanic on top of the other box, it's just gonna look like a giant pile in there. So I do wonder, you know. No, it's a blue Yeti, you guys, is what it is. Hey, there's Truby again. Hey, Trube. Old Truby's out there. So funny. All right, you guys. HURL5 this time. We're gonna hit this one. We're gonna drop out, and we'll. There's old Trooper Duberducious. He's out doing his thing today too. You can tell he's been. All right, cool. All right, we're going to spin up here. We're going to drop out at 7.8 on our way to HURL5.
Thank you, and please visit again.
You never really miss the road. Yeah. I get that, Tina. I am sitting next to a 32U rack full of servers running my lab and AC furnace on the other side of it. Noise canceling is a big deal for me being in a higher noise environment. I get that, Greg, for sure. The jumping in the hangar seems to be depending on the ship type. My Valkyrie does this, my Cutlass not. I agree with that, Hamma, for sure. It is kind of funny that way. All right, 7.8 is where we're going to drop out here, guys. 7.8. We're just cruising along here. And I really, you know, ARC-L1, CRU-L1, I like flying out of both those places. CRU-L1 obviously is really good because it has that extra quant bonus. But this is a bonus run for me today. You know, we did one on Lyria with the Impact. We did one in the Air and Halo towards Crusader on ARC-L1. Learned that we could pull the mining laser off to kind of change our scan results a little bit, which was a really good thing to learn. And then now we're going to hit towards HURL5. It's kind of the old stomping grounds here, and we're going to drop out at 7.8, roll over, and begin looking around this area. So, Oddball says, I use a HyperX Cloud Core solo cast, standalone mic. That sounds like a good one. With great success in the noise cancellation department. Only thing it doesn't have is the mic sleep pop filter. I don't have a pop filter on mine, you guys. But what I do is it's off center, like where I kind of speak out. It's definitely off to the right of my mouth. So I'm not speaking directly into it, you know, if that makes sense. All right, there's the station. Good. So I'm going to roll over here. You can see we're in a pretty good part of the halo, decent density here. I am going to go ahead and go a little faster. I'm going to let this spool up and then turn it off so it does kill that particular noise. I'm going to pull out the mining laser. I'm going to roll up to a 180 scan, and let's check our opportunity markers. Couple of them there, nothing special. Didn't get a scan result there. We'll head towards this one. You got to be within 12.2 to get your scan results, by the way, if you're going to get them. Grumpy first couple, no big deal. Let's go ahead and pivot back towards, towards our quantum marker. We'll roll back here to a 170 scan, and off we go. A few more opportunity markers this way. Let's go ahead and check these out. Cluster there, but it's being a little grumpy about giving me the scan results, and that's okay. Do see that from time to time. There's this other one at 12.2. No scan results yet. We're going to give it a little bit of time to see if it kind of fishes itself out of the barrel. The first couple times I've been out here, it's been like this, but then all of a sudden it just seems... we'll try a mini jump or a couple of other little things as well to see if we can get ourselves upright in that department. Single rock, but no scan results there. I have been thinking about you guys, like at some point, and when I get back kind of on the regular, building a second machine and doing, using a second machine for stream capture. So that way I can have, like, good quality recordings as well of my stream. So if there's teaching examples that I want to pull out, it's not necessarily in a lower resolution. So, yeah, I've been thinking about that for sure. And I was definitely thinking about it with the new graphics cards coming out, but I was, like I said, a little on the fence about the NVIDIAs right now. So I am definitely going to go ahead and see what our DNA 3 looks like. As you can see right now, we haven't got any scan results at all, which is unusual. 0 scan results so far. RIP game, just 30K on the server I was on. I got a 30K myself this morning, Zarls. Right, is just the first server I picked. Like before I actually started streaming, I was like, oh gosh, I'm happy it happened now and not necessarily after I started, All right, so prioritizing some of these ones that are a little further out. I still have not gotten any scan results. Nothing there, nothing doing. Yep, 0 scan results. It's weird. All right, we're going to fly a little bit more and do a little bit. Hey, be safe. Have a good one, Oddball. Take care of yourself. Thank you so much for coming and being part of the stream today. I definitely enjoyed the conversation. Greg says, I have 3 with quad monitors for my work from home. Going to look at podcasting soon for tech, maybe gamecasting. It is lots of fun. I really enjoy it. Gray Peter, how are you, my friend? How have you been? Nice to see you, Gray. Guys, I'm not getting any scan results whatsoever. We're going to do a mini jump. All right, we're just going to mini jump real quick. It's going to be just a split-second mini jump and see if we can get out of the... I would hold off on the 40 series until NVIDIA fixes the latest problems. Being the power cordage issues. Yeah, I seen that, what you're talking about, Oddball. And it's funny, because I had literally just bought a Sasonic PX1300, a 1300 watt power supply, just because I bought one a couple months ago, and now that I don't know, that's actually going to be like one of these Gen 3 powered PSUs that can talk to the so it would work, but it's not going to have some of the smart technology, right? So interesting, with that for sure. Nice to see you streaming again. Thank you, Gray. You know, just a lot of family stuff going on, Gray. I think you probably knew that from keeping an eye on the channel, but I do appreciate you saying that. I'm going to go ahead and let me spin this guy up, and we're going to go ahead and spin this guy down here in just a sec. Just to get the noise off. Okay, and then let's pull this mining laser out. And let's see if we do a little better on any kind of scan results at all, you guys. There's a cluster, no scan results. Lie towards us a little bit. Yeah, no scan results there. I have not gotten any scan results recently. I was having this problem out in another part of the Halo, but I flew in, took the mining laser head off, and put it back on. So 1200 watts should be enough. Just hope they get a proper cord bundle for the new GPU connectors for the 40 series. Yes, that's exactly right. One that doesn't have to flex, and it's, you know, of course they've been putting the connectors in weird places too for that as well. So I'm just kind of curious. I mean, this guy's not giving me any scan results at all. That is interesting to me. Nothing there. Nothing there. Gaming on a Lenovo P17 Gen 2 with NVIDIA A4000 handles full screen 4K with SC Max settings pretty well. That's pretty amazing. I play at 1440p borderless on mine right now. And you know, I have a 3070, so, and it's because I stream and re-render at 1080 and doing everything on the same box. Like I said, I'm looking forward to maybe setting up that second stream box and learning how to do that. Imagine the cringe you would have turning a 1200 living here. Well, I wonder if it's going to be, you know, you know, Tina, I'm going to repurpose when one of the children move out, I'm going to repurpose the room as kind of a studio. And I do wonder, you know, I'm going to have to keep it cool in that room. I do wonder if that 1300 watt power supply is going to be a bit of a toaster. It's going to be interesting. I found that jumping, starting, and stopping brings back the scan results. I found that jumping, starting, and stopping brings back the scan results. So what you're saying, Gray, is just doing mini jumps like I did before? I mean, this is definitely a new thing for me, and it's been a couple of weeks since I've, you know, streamed. I've never seen it where you get 0 scan results. It's definitely new to me. I did kind of, it did all of a sudden kind of get out of this wonk. But yeah, I think I am gonna mini jump once or twice more just to see if it's. Yeah, I'll try another mini jump here in just a sec. Yeah, I might as well just try one now, I guess. We'll try it again. And see if that's kind of just, you know, we're just going to do a short little pop. Big old cluster there. Nothing there. Nothing there, huh? And this was that cluster down here. Nope. We'll just kind of keep our foot on the gas here and see if we can just kind of spin out of this, because I'm curious now. You know what's, you know, this is the first I've seen it where you get 0 scan results. I mean, certainly I'm used to where 8 out of 10 of them don't give scan results, but 0? That's new. I might power cycle one time too. I think I'm going to do that. Alright. Let me just kind of get lined up here first though. Alright, so I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to turn this off. Get out of the chair one time. Just kind of trying to do a little bit of a... Yeah, YouTube. Greg's saying YouTube has a ton of two stream kind of setup things. I definitely need to learn about it, Greg, for sure. Take my time with it. All right, so let's go ahead and boot this guy back up. Pull this thing back out. And see, like I said, let's see if we can. All right, so I've got a scan. Oh, I wonder if that's a 30K because I'm not getting any. Okay, maybe not. Not seeing any scan results. Hey, Chris, nice to see you. How you been? Chris says, "What up, my peeps?" Nate says, "Do you think PES will help with scannable rocks?" I hope it does, Nate. I really hope persistent entity streaming. Not only that, I do hope that when you leave something at the rock. Like, when you find a cluster, if you leave something there and you come back, that it's that same cluster still there. I really hope there's something like that. Okay, no scan results on this guy. Being kind of grumpy, you guys. 0 scan results. I'll do another mini jump here in 5 minutes or so and see. Unlike saying scan everything, I found as soon as I move the scan doesn't find anything, so I mini jump in between each scan. Oh my stars. Heinrich, how you doing? Hey, Mass, how are you, sir? Mass, I tried taking the laser head off thing earlier and it did help, but now I'm back into not getting any scan results. Alright, that is weird, you guys. We'll do another little mini jump. Until we find the rocks. Heinrich, how are you? Nice to see you. Alright. No scan. I just cannot seem to get a scan result going. It is wonky. No results. No results. And this is a change for sure. Darn, I thought I figured it out, guys. Well, you know what, Mass? It did work it did work at first. It's just on my second run back out, it's like it stopped again. It's just a crazy thing. I've never had this. I mean, this is the first I've had this issue where no rocks ever produce a scan result. Today's the first time I've had that. But I know that you've mentioned it, and I know somebody else was mentioning it earlier on the stream. Like, they had 0. Like, no, and this definitely is an interesting thing. I wonder if other people have said, I can't find any. No big deal. We'll just kind of keep on just kind of dealing with it. Try staying still, then do a mini jump, and then scan again. Don't move. Okay. Alright, so I'm standing still. Not moving at all. Zero moving. Alright, and we'll do a mini jump now, not moving at all. Alright, and I have not moved at all. And this time I'm going to do I'll do like a 360 scan. Lots of opportunities around. I haven't moved at all. Oh, that would be a bridge too far, wouldn't it? Grace says, every time I move, it never finds anything. Well, that is weird. That is something I've not experienced before. So it worked once. Yeah, it did. Like, I went out to, you know, I flew from RCAL 1 to Crusader, Mass, and I flew to like 33.6, and I could not get any scan results at all. And then I flew back, and then I changed out the laser head, flew back there again, and then I was getting scan results, and I did find I got a Mulligan Uni. Then I flew out I just kind of stored that and just kind of flew out here to my normal spot in the Halo, and I've not been able to find any, I've not gotten any scan results at all, like 0% scan results here. Since I've come back out to the Halo. So no big deal. I might just fly over to Lyria and just look for one more something of mine to kind of... And that would be fine. I might fly to Uturp, actually. That do something. Alright, well. I'm convinced. Let's go ahead. We'll fly over to ArcCorp. And we'll decide if we're going to go to Walla. We might fly to Walla and have a little fun, you guys. One more time. I did a pretty good sized jump that time. That's okay, Gray. You know, I'm happy to give it a try. Hey, Silas, how are you? Yeah, look at that, you guys. It's just nothing. That's all right. We'll go ahead and fly over to ArcCorp, and we'll head back over into the Lyria area or over to Walla and have a little fun for the rest of the stream. Yeah, Silas, we did a Thursday night where we just did prospector pairs. And what that is, Silas, is, you know, what we do is just fly out and locate some stuff on Lyria. And then if another prospector wants to come in, you just help them. You know, and then, you know, somebody will come and clean up the tailings, or you can. And then, you know, I think there wasn't a lot of us, 5 or 6 of us were flying around on Lyria just kind of helping each other out. And I think we found a couple hundred SCU in about an hour and a half. You know, it wasn't, you know, 4 or 5, 6 prospector runs got out of there for sure. You know, so it was not bad at all. All right, we're headed over to ArcCorp here. I was mining your CRUL1. Yeah, well, and that's the thing, you know. Boy, in the past, the Halo's been the Halo. It's been the Halo. But I'm beginning to wonder about that, too, because, you know, just there are some areas that seems like that is the first time, though, I've ever gone to the Halo and had completely not one rock would scan. So, you know, very well could be the server, you know, is kind of being grumpy. Definitely had some good luck on Lyria earlier, you know, so we'll head back over that way and just kind of, or we'll head to Walla. You know, sometimes I'd like to go over to Walla just for fun. And look around for some Quantanium. That Walla's got some cool green stuff. Yeah, moles are a lot of fun for sure. I could go back and take the laser head off again and fly back out too. I mean, it would be interesting for science, but Gray Peter says it's definitely been worse lately. I don't disagree, Gray. I have noticed that it's been a little bit more of a different. You know, the scanning has been a little more difficult. Locating has been just a touch more difficult. It's not to say you can't do good. It's not to say that at all. But for those who kind of keep their finger on the pulse of mining, it's definitely the pulse ox is down a bit. She's normally a 95 and she's somewhere down in the 80s right now. So, little medical joke there. All right, so we're kind of in Art Corp here. I think we'll just have a little fun and head over to Walla. People don't mind Walla, and I don't generally too much either. But you know what? Kind of have a little fun with the stream today. We definitely hit Lyria earlier and did great. We hit the Halo, we did great. So there's no reason why we can't go have a little fun. And I was just picking a different spot of the Halo, and we'll go over to the light side of Walla and fly around and look at the pretty hues. Now, of course, Walla scanning is not not easy. There's nothing easy about the meta. You kind of have to look at everything as you cruise along, but it's okay. $40 likes today, you guys. I can't thank you all enough. It's been a couple weeks since I was able to stream. I absolutely love streaming. I just haven't been able to fit it into life lately. I think so. As some of you who are familiar with the channel know, it's been a crazy summer. And all right, we'll head over to around the Lost and Found area. The Halo kind of sucks in Rental Prospector these days. I feel like RSI is going to push people away from solo mining. Solo mining is something where, with a rented prospector, I definitely would do Aberdeen. I'd try and head over to Aberdeen and get Baxilite, Laranite, and Terranite. That's how I would play that one, Greg. But I understand what you're saying for sure. All right, we're just kind of coming out of here and flip this guy over. Let me just kind of loosen up here a bit. Let's go ahead and crank this guy. There we go. There's some scanning opportunities. Then I don't know the distance here, what we're going to get. We're going to have to go in and look at all these. But that's okay. Well, let's see if we can do that 90 thing. As we get a little closer. Oh, that's a cluster. Cluster of what, though? Hey, Sandy, what's happening? Oh, I think I actually have to put this thing on there. Cluster of what? All right, we'll pull this thing out. Well, a visual tells me that that's not Quantanium. But it's also, listen, that's unusual too, you guys, that I'm not getting any type of... So this is kind of a servery thing for sure. No scan, kind of no results here as well, so... But that's definitely not Quantanium. I can't see any orange in it. So, I would say that the server's being a little grumpy. I think that's pretty apparent at this point. Ah, Wadwick was saying, how, I have a video. If you type in actually exclamation point yellow icons, I think it is, or exclamation point yellow, it'll tell you about that, Wadwick, for sure. All right, let's just here, we'll scroll back here. Ah, there's those kind there. I think it is exclamation point yellow, Wadwick, yeah. Bedlog and swap region. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Maybe I will bedlog. I should have bedlogged in the Halo. That's actually a really good point, North. These are going to be gems. Hey, Drac, you've been here 2 hours and YouTube only notifies me now? I was wondering about that, Drac. That's so funny. Going in the bed. Yes, I think that's what I think. I'm going to do that real quick. It's a good idea and something I didn't think about earlier. Let's go ahead and drop the gear. What? I didn't pick the right thing there. I thought I'm lucky I didn't blow up. That's so funny, you guys. Holy mackerel. We'll call that a landing. We'll leave it at that. What the heck? I confused up and down, apparently. Yeah, we that was hilarious. All right, we're going to log out. Then we're going to log back in and see if we have any luck. That was so funny. Soft landing, yeah. That was crazy. All right, in we go. I just slammed her down on the ground. Greg says, I don't understand bedlogging. I'm always end up back at the station, have to claim my shit. Well, yeah. If you do it over a long period of time, Greg, you will. But if you, landing score was, that was not a good landing. The snow cushioned it. Yeah, you guys, I know. Oh my gosh. If you come right back to the ship, Greg, you're absolutely right. Like if I bedlog and come back a week later, I'm not in my ship. I get the endless spinny thing, But if you bedlog right away and come right back, generally speaking, it's not bad. All right, that's up. Okay. We'll pull the gear up. All right, we'll go ahead and do this here. Turn off that. Let's go ahead and... Oh, I dropped my gear again. That was silly of me. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, there's a couple opportunity markers. Okay. Single rock here. Must be the coffee. Yeah, it was. It must have been the coffee. Sandy says C2s are easier to land. Jack says EGAS looks like I was snowing sideways. Yeah, that's exactly right. Best to log out in space. I found less of a problem. Yeah, it's a true thing, Gray. I do find that if I do log out I've had pretty good success bedlogging, and then just kind of bedlogging and then kind of right and then logging right back in. Hey, Squirrel, nice to see you. Squirrel says just dropping by quickly to say hi. Hope you're having a good stream. Thank you, Squirrel. I am having a good stream. Nice to see you, man. How have you been? All right, let's go. Oh. What? Where's my gear? Hope you find all the... Yeah. We're just... Hey, there's a Quantanium deposit. Not a great rock. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. Oh, it just decided to show up. Well, that's a little late to the party, but a Quantanium deposit nonetheless, and a pretty good size one. 5%er. Are you laying in the bed and holding F to click the log out? That's a good question. Interested in the new podcast, especially with IAE around the corner. Yeah, we are, Sandy, going to be changing we're going to start doing the podcast more of a live type thing, I think, eventually. I'm really looking forward to it. And it's something that Zell and I have been kind of plotting on for a while, and we definitely need to do that. We want to make sure that we are, you know, beginning to kind of get a little more visibility with the podcast. I think we're definitely in a good groove now with it. I also want to have some guests on it, as you can imagine. I think that would be lots of fun. Also, don't forget to power off the ship. It was a lesson for me. Not a bad idea, North. You're exactly right. Not a bad idea to do that at all. I'm going to turn off this laser. I don't think I'm moving that fast. I'm not moving that fast. There we go. All right, we'll turn that back on. There's a Dolovine right there. And there was a couple of rocks over here. Now, we're on Walla, you guys. This is not the best place to be looking around for Quantanium. I'm just having some fun with it. Putting the video... Yes, we're going to actually be doing it live with a live video feed, Joe, I think, with the podcast coming up. Mastodon says, yep, that's how to do it. Alright, you guys. Just kind of emote it. Yeah, I knew they were up here somewhere. Alright. Alright, that's an Agricium rock. Okay. That's Agricium as well. I'm sure all of these are probably Agricium. This definitely doesn't look like anything good. Live. We actually, today, you know, you guys, we did a really good video. I mean, I thought the podcast, and I just published it today from our Thursday night conversation. I just had been busy. But we did a really good deep dive into just ship costs and that type of thing. We also played this game like if the ship was $100, would you buy it? Or if the ship was $200, would you buy it? You know, and I thought that was a really interesting, you know, it's just like, kind of what if Star Citizen had taken more of the Walmart approach and had made ships, you know, hundreds or $200, would, you know, like, kind of would you have spent more money? Because sometimes it's a little easier to part with $50 here and there, or $70 here and there, than it is to part with, you know, $500 on those more expensive ships. So it's just one of those things we kind of asked ourselves in the podcast and had a little fun with it. The Vulture, though, I'm really excited about. Don't forget to hit that like button to help our guy. Thank you, Stan. I hope Salvage pays well because I'm going to lose my Prospector when the Vulture's released. I hope it does as well. I do. I hope that it's a lot of fun. I hope that they have some kind of a way to locate, you know, things to salvage. You know, I do. I hope that it really becomes another industrial loop that is a great change of pace and something fun to do. I'm thinking about buying the Vulture. I'm definitely thinking about buying the Vulture myself. You know, I have an extra mole. I may just kind of cash that in and do something with the Vulture. That's a shale deposit. I think I should just leave it. Maybe I'll leave it at the 90, but let's do this though. So I gotta fly over them kind of quick and Oh, that's going to be gems. Okay. Most of my fleet's been upgraded $10 to $20 at a time. So exactly. Incremental stuff, Nate. I understand exactly what you mean. So, yeah, we just kind of broached the subject. You know, what if these $500 ships were more $200 or, you know, that type of thing. Hey, here's some Quantanium, you guys. Maybe we'll get a little lucky. 2,500 mass, not a great rock. 6,200 mass, not a great rock. And hopefully, crossing our fingers here. Nope, these are all kind of blue caps. This is like a that's a 4%er. This guy here is not going to be a great one. Heinrich says, I'm not sure that's worth buying a prospector in-game when they do a wipe. You know, yeah, the one thing I will say, there's a lot of ships, you guys, that I don't recommend buying in Star Citizen. I will say point blank, I have no problem recommending the prospector to people to buy. Now, it's expensive. You know, and that's a relative thing, I understand. But it is expensive. I'm not going to lie. I think, you know. But the prospector's just not... I just don't have any problem recommending it. And it's because you can print... Once you kind of know what you're doing with the prospector... Like, I've just been messing around out here today. And I've easily made $500,000. You know, so I'm just saying, you know, you can definitely find... yourself making lots of money with the prospector if you like the mining loot. That's the other thing I should preface it with. So yeah. North says, I was for the tug ship that can pull Quanors together so you can conga line with them. Yes, any kind of tractor beam technology, North, is going to change the game. Drax says, putting my internet connection to test today, watch the stream, listen to Iowa State Cyclones. Hey. I hear you, Drac, for sure. Alright, where were these rocks? They were around here somewhere. There they are. It's a different ball game when you're not on Lyria, you guys. You have to fly up and look at them, and sometimes they're going to give you love, sometimes they're not. Oh, these are Quantanium rocks, though. That's good. Probably not a terrible rock there. Yeah, 13%er. Nothing to write home about. This is not going to be a good rock. That's a 5%er. What about this guy? Not a great rock. All right, well, we're finding Quantanium. One thing that's kind of cool, though, is you can see that there's like these little extra little pieces on the rocks, which I always think is kind of fun here. I don't watch football, but it's the Cyclones. Fair enough. Alright, cruising along in my automobile. Aphorite, okay. Where are we at here on the scan? I think at 90. Good. We're just going to kind of... I think that's what we're going to do. We're just going to kind of keep... Now, this is going to be gems, I bet, you guys. The only reason I say that is because it happened... It is. It's Aphorite. So this is going to be... This is going to be my more... Like a faster method for me here. Is just kind of keeping these 90s out in front of me. This could be also gems here. Aphorite, yep. Sure it does. I'm grinding to get the money. Yeah. All right. Good rock there. Let's look at this one. That's a not Quantanium. It's like Atacamony something. It's a weird cluster type. I've seen that before. But it's definitely not Quantanium in that thing. Because it wasn't a Quantanium deposit. Alright, we're cruising along here on Walla. Lots of... Look at that. We've been finding Aphorite like it's going out of style here. And that's probably going to be gems too. You can see how easy it is to locate gems. Well, that's funny. That's definitely not gems there. It's an igneous deposit. This is probably going to be gems for sure. Just by the way it popped up. Aphrite. Boy, there's tons of aphrite here. Alright, let's go look at this guy. Walla is cool. I like it. It's, you know, I know it's not the fastest, but you got to shake it up sometimes and have a little fun. And we already did, you know, like I said, yeah, this isn't it. Look at it. It says what is it? Atacamite. Atacamite. And I think a lot of times in this atacamite, it's a lot of aluminum and stuff, as I recall. I can't remember exactly. We'll look at it one just for fun. Quartz. No problem. Couple of rocks right up here. Looks like that's going to be atacamite. All right. That's probably going to be... Oh, Stolovine. Okay. Yep. Once this gets within 5,000, you can sometimes just get it, you know, it'll, when you ping it, we'll tell you what it is, or if you happen to get on the laser just right. Alright, we're approaching this single rock. Quantanium, alright, let's take a look. Not a great rock, no problem. Would make a lot of people very disgruntled who already paid $500 for it. Yeah, it's true, you know, like, it's one of those things. I think they should probably, I think it would be fun if they did have kind of a slash price, limited quantity type thing, but I also would understand for the person who spent a lot of money on that ship, and, you know, like, it would make sense that that's going to be rough on them, you know what I mean? All right, so we're going to kind of keep on heading. Anything that shows up in between here and there is probably, right, it's going to be... You know, yeah, I mean, but we do, I think Zell and I do a good job kind of telling you, you know, the long and short of it is I do think the best ship that's over... The best ship over $200 to probably invest in would probably be the Endeavor. You know, I think is basically, and the reason being is because I think at some point those things are going to be worth a lot of money. All right, what do we got here? Because it is a capital class ship. That's Aphrite, okay. Waterwick says they could melt it and buy it at a cheaper price. Yeah. That's a good point. Buy the second one at the discounted price and then melt. That is an interesting thought, for sure. So I think that must be gems over here. Here's a rock here. That's atacamite. Okay, and then what about this guy here? That's a Quantanium rock. Oh, and a good one. Well, at least a semi-good one. Yeah, 41%. Now, it's only a 3,600-pound mass, but it's a 41%er. Star Streams! How are you, Star? Nice to see you! Hey guys, say hi to Star. Star, we definitely had some people asking some questions about rock mining. So hey guys, Star's here. He's definitely the right guy to ask about that stuff. Say hi to Streams, everybody. I mean, you know, Starstreams has been a, you know, him and I have, you know, he's been a very, very, very good guy to kind of associate with. Has taught me an awful lot. He has a really cool behind the scenes group that has got some really wonderful people in it. Yeah, everybody give Star a salute for sure. Absolutely, you know, you should, you know, you should be watching his content. I mean, I'm just gonna say that, and the good news is I know Star's diversifying a bit too. So, you know, like he's got a lot of different things going on, and him and Captain Hannah got a lot of good stuff going on. So yeah, make sure you do go watch Star's stuff, and you know, it's absolutely. I have leaned on it a lot myself. You know, just to keep fixed. Hey, there you go. Thank you, everybody. That's very kind of you. All right. So we are on a nice little rock here on Walla. Walla's not our traditional playground, but we had a nice rock on Lyria earlier. We went out to the air in Halo. Had mixed success there. We literally got ourselves into a spot where there were 0 scannable rocks. And now we came over to Walla to have a little fun, and we found this nice 41%er on Walla. It's a 3641, so it's definitely going to be, you know, it's around 25 SCU. You know, maybe a little north of that. Hey, Stream says why? Thanks. Hey, no problem. You know, this is Stream's my first stream in probably 2 or 3 weeks. I'm so excited, and you know, I've had a few viewers today, and we've had great conversations, but yeah, so there was a couple of good questions about ROC mining. So now you can see that a lot of this broke into purples, which is interesting. The mass is pretty small. That one doesn't have anything in it. You can see it is wall of this happens a lot. That one doesn't have anything in it. So this is that's good sign. So concentrated in there. That's going to be 100% quartz. So most of what we're going to be, if we look at, that's going to be a purple there. 220 SCU, 100%er. Yeah, that's a good point. Chris is saying I could use some luck. I definitely could. Hey, there's a 100%er. So this has got to be a pretty good percentage then too, right? Look at all this broke up into mostly purple, you guys. This is crazy. And I don't think there's any. Yeah, 100% quartz. All right, well, I'm convinced. Let's just go ahead and begin pulling it in. There might be something more down there to break. Today's a good day. It is, Doe, for sure. Any day you get up and you're blessed to be able to kind of, you know, make coffee at home and sit at home and play a little Star Citizen is a good day. I definitely have, you know, will never, ever, ever look a gift horse in the mouth again. You know, it is a beautiful thing to be able to enjoy your, you know, spend a little time around your house and enjoy your life. So, all right, that's a nothing guy. That's a 91%er. Let me pull that guy up. There was more SCU in it than this, though. It does make me think if some of it maybe fell below the... Oh, okay, there's a pretty good size rock. I'm expecting this to have a good amount in it as well. Okay, that makes sense to me. I have a it says I am drinking a hazelnut coffee today, and it is absolutely delicious. I am really enjoying it. All right, so there's nothing there. What about this guy's got nothing in it? Nothing there. So we ended up with, is that 18 SCU? I thought we would have done a little better than that, but it only was a 3640. Let me just double check that there's not anything else down there. Nothing there, not barrel, quartz. I think that's it, you guys. I thought that some of it must have broken, kind of fell below the surface there. I'm going to scoop a little bit of this just to see if that's all, like, see if I see any other purple outline down there at all. So I'm just pulling some garble out of the way just to see if... if there's anything down there that I'm missing, and it doesn't look like it. It looks like... What size is this? I'll pull this guy out of the way as well. And this doesn't hurt anything. I've got the wiggle room. But it looks like a couple of, maybe a little bit broke up underneath, which is no big deal. We'll take it. Yeah, very, very good runs today. Mulligan Uni and another high 20s. And there we go. There's the forestation. Go back to sticks here. Kind of a snowy. Hey, why do I have this rock on? What was that rock doing there? That's funny. Did you get hot lava coffee on the side of your... No. Drinking Royal Kona toasted coconut coffee. Ooh, that sounds really good. All right, you guys. We'll head on back to ARC L1. And I will throw this in the hopper and we'll pull up some numbers and see how we did today. Because I think we did okay. We probably did in the neighborhood of 70 SCU, which is nothing to sneeze at. And I'm pretty happy with that. $46 likes, you guys. 4 more and we hit 50. I can't thank you enough. I haven't been around at all. So just that I could come back and that you guys would come and hang out is just amazing. I can't thank you all enough, truly. It does mean the world to me that people come and spend time and chat and really enjoy Star Citizen as much as I do. And so I can't tell you how blessed I feel that you guys come and hang out and it does mean the world to me, truly. All right, so we're approaching ARC L1. Business isn't done yet. It's made by Taylor's. I don't normally drink dirty bean juice, but when I do, it's hot lava Java. Dirty bean juice is funny. Water. I'll have to try that. Hot lava Java. I'll have to give that a try and see what that's like. I certainly like all sorts of different kind of coffee. I prefer a dark roast, but nothing wrong with a medium roast as well. And I can drink it black. I can drink it with a little bit of sugar, with a little bit of cream. I can drink it with lots of sugar, lots of cream. Come by, hang out, chat, try to distract you so you blow things up. Exactly, Drat. Vacation on the North Shore of Oahu. Absolutely amazing food trucks, coffee, people. It has to be top people. Dan, I cannot imagine. That must have been fantastic. I've never been to Hawaii, but I would love to go there for sure. Gray Peter says, always an entertaining stream. 51 likes, you guys. I can't thank you enough. I absolutely adore being able to stream Star Citizen and that you guys join for sure. Hey, Wadwick says, I'm British, so I drink tea by the bucket load. I could understand that as well, for sure. And we drink a lot of tea in my family, a lot of sun tea in the summer and and a little hot tea here and there. Mostly coffee, though. Mostly dirty bean juice. All right, when we get in here, I'll go ahead and call for a landing, and I've already pulled the gear and dropped the VTOLs. Love all those lights on the stations. This is great. With the increased server sizes now, you do see a lot more people around, which is kind of fun, I always think. Go ahead, I'm calling for...
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
All right, right up this way. So I did okay. I'm going to start trying to put the brakes on here. All right. In we go. Macedon says, I've been drinking tea myself lately. Drax says, I love the smell of hot tea, but drinking upsets my belly. I've heard that with some people, Drax, that's for sure. And there's not, I agree with that too. I mean, the smell of tea or the smell of coffee going through the house at the right times is, or some baked bread or something at the right times is, oh my stars. Such a comforting thing. We made roast the other day and it smelled so good. All right, so in we go. And like I said, I actually have been doing a lot of auto landings lately just because I think it does protect the cargo load a little better. You can see it just kind of drops you ever so subtly. And I mean, not that I had a pretty rough landing earlier, but I normally touch down pretty good, and I've lost a couple of of loads that way. In we go. This wasn't the greatest run here, this 18 SCU. Anything north of 15 SCU, though, is still good. That is first alarm that we just heard. And that's no problem. We got plenty of time. We're just going to go in and store. Drax says bacon. Wadwick says, I spent 2 years in Virginia, so I'm a fan of iced tea, too. Yeah, that's what I mean. We drink, when I said sun tea, that's what I meant. We drink a lot of iced tea. Up this part, this neck of the woods here in northern Michigan. All right, cool. We'll head on down to the lobby. Brew tea with some honey and pour over ice. Oh, yes, absolutely. All right, we're going to store this guy.
Vehicle retrieval system.
Right there it is. We give her a store. Real happy with that. Excellent. And we're going to grab that. We're going to head down to the refinery. Put this in the hopper and get you some final numbers. Probably, I'm going to guess in the neighborhood of around 70 SCU. Maybe a little more we did today, which is nothing to sneeze at all. Pretty good, pretty good runs. I think I've probably been streaming around 3.5 hours. So we definitely hit some snags today in the Air and Halo. 2 times where we had completely no scan results. 1 time did solve that by pulling the mining laser head off. 2nd time we just kind of flew over to Walla and just had a little fun with it. So something to think about there for sure. I'm going to set up a work order here, and the only thing I am going to do is this Quantanium, and we'll do it with the Dynex, and we'll salvage most of it. And so these are our runs today, the 3 runs we did. And so let's see here. If we do, let's see, that's 57, 67, 74 SCU. So not bad. 74 SCU. Pretty good numbers there. I don't have my calculator in front of me. Yeah, let me just here. I'll pull one up. Calc. Let's see here. We'll punch in some numbers and see how we're doing. 2795 plus 3035 plus 1730. That is 7560. So 75 SCU, 7560 times 88 is 665,000. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. So kind of the thing I like to do here when I'm getting ready to head out for the day is just thank you for coming along. I always like to say that the Quantanium was great. The coffee was delicious, but the conversation was absolutely fantastic. You guys always make the stream what it is. I just kind of feel like I'm a vessel, and I really enjoy, as you guys all know, mining in Star Citizen and hanging out and chatting about the game. I've missed being able to do this. It means so much to my just state of well-being in order to, I mean it when I say that. I love hanging out, you guys. Please have a lovely Saturday. Take care of yourself. I'm not, it's definitely not going to be 3 weeks before the next stream at all. And the last thing I'll say, I see a Go Red out there. I'm sure some of you know I am a Michigan fan. So go Blue. That's not to say that I'm not a nasty college football fan, but I do have my favorites. So grew up not terribly far from Ann Arbor, and so, anyways, you guys have a lovely Saturday. Please take care of yourself. I will see you all around the verse.